What's up, guys? Becca Me is here with Smallville, Season 5, Episode 2, Mortal. Okay, so this episode starts off at Belle Reeve, where this guy and two guys named the twins are actually seeing his father, who's still, Jor-el affected, and and but Lex is like, hey, put him in for more treatment. Then he bumps into these three guys who then break out. Who then break out, and he's like, "Where are we going?" And he's like, "To Smallville." So yeah. So then we see Clark, who because last episode Jor-el stripped him of his powers, is now a mortal human. So yeah. So with this mortal human, he can now finally be with Lana, because doesn't have any powers. He doesn't have to keep the secret from her. Actually, he doesn't tell her, but he doesn't have to. Anyway, Chloe now, Clark, knowing that his secret is, they kind of work well together now. So yeah. So Clark and Lana are making out. She undresses Clark, but then that's when she just undresses his shirt. But that's when the criminals are like, "Oh, Clark Kent, Belle Reeve has heard so much of you," and he's like, I don't know what you're talking about," and he's like, "Oh yeah, well, and yeah," and he uses his ability to Clark, and yeah, so he's like, so he's like, Mister. So yeah. So then the sheriff. So yeah. So then Clark. So so yeah. So and they try to to like threaten Lana, and yeah, that's when then Johnson and Martha come in, and that's when and first Clark's like, guys, I can't. You guys can't be here. And he's like, you're always on my case, and she's like, and Martha's like, Clark Kent, what's gotten into you? And that's when he's like, hey, Clark, and yeah, he's like, he's like, hey, Clark, you're gonna steal first. You're gonna steal something for us, or we'll kill your family. So yeah, so Clark and Chloe team up, and yeah, and he's like, oh yeah, if you don't get, if you don't give it, if you don't give it to us, we'll kill Martha. So yeah, so Clark and yeah, and the sheriff's there, but the twin guys, they're creating like a force field that that they can't block. They can't block through. They can't walk through. So Clark realized. So Clark goes in, and so Clark go. So I like the scene where Clark's ducking through the vent. And he's like, and she's like, "You have super hearing." He's like, "Yeah," and she's like, "Yeah." He's like, "This is more easier when Pete knowing my secret." He's like, "Pete knew," and she's like, "Pete knew your secret," and he's like, "Yeah." Yeah, I just like that Chloe is finding out about Clark Pete knowing. I really like Chloe's growth in from season one Chloe to now, because if Clark told Chloe his secret back then, I think Chloe would have done tried to report it. But I like that now that Chloe knows, she's a little more experienced, and she's willing to keep Clark's secret, and knows how much it would hurt if someone knew his secret. So yeah. So anyway, she finds out that Pete knew first, and and they get through, and they get, but there's a laser grid to the thing, and they and but and they use like this thumbprint, but there's a laser guard grid like through the thing, and and he's like, and calls Clark, and he's like, "Hey Clark, if you don't get the serum that we need, we're gonna kill Martha." So Clark, he gives the serum, but it's a fake. So then he tries to fight Clark, but then Clark uses destroys the electro grid, which stops his abilities and which stops his abilities. And and he's like, "Hey Clark," and yeah, yeah, and after they get arrested, after the people get arrested, Sheriff Adams calls him Sparky. And I also like a scene where a guy says, "What's going?" When the force was up, he's like, "What's going on, Sheriff?" And Sheriff was like, "Another day in Smallville." I really like that. But the guys get arrested, and and Chloe's like, "Hey, Clark, I was going through the thing, and there was another on level 3. There was someone watching it. So we don't know if that person is until Clark goes to Lake's apartment, beats him up, and he's like, "Hey, like you were watching, you were watching us, and you also." And Lex is like, "Hey, Clark, you're crazy." And he's like, "You also let them out." And he's like, and Lex punches him, and he lets him bleed. And, and, and and he's like, "Hey, Clark," he's like, "Lex, I thought this could work. I thought you could look past. I gave you a second chance, but you can't just look past. You can't just look past the past and look past me." So yeah, so yeah, they're obviously done. I think. Yeah. So Clark said. So when Clark wants says good saying goodbye to an old friend, meaning I think he likes her now done. So yeah. So and then he and Lana make out, and that ends the episode. Okay. So this episode was really crazy. It was a really great way. It was a really great way to like come off of this first episode where Clark went into the fortress. He still doesn't have his abilities. It was, this was a terrible time to take away Clark's abilities, Jor-el. Terrible time. But let's see if Jor-el can redeem himself by giving Clark his abilities next episode. Also, I might be starting Supernatural. I know I've been saying, "Hey guys, do you want me to do Supernatural?" I've been saying it ever since Jason was introduced on the show, but now he's gone. I might be starting it because I want to see. I want to see if his character. I want to see if I can like Jason Eccles as a hero than a villain. So, if you want me to watch Supernatural, tell me because I will. If you want me to watch and review Supernatural on Amazon Prime, that's how I watch Smallville. All 15 seasons because it's not Netflix. I checked, but yeah. So if you want me to watch it, I'll watch it. So just tell me. I know I've been saying this and you guys haven't been telling me, but I want you guys to tell me if you want me to watch Supernatural. Is it a good show? Is it a good show, or is it too scary for me to watch? Because I would love to like see if I would like to watch this show. So like, comment, subscribe. I hope you guys have a wonderful afternoon, and I'll see you next Smallville or Supernatural, or if I review Supernatural. See you guys.